Hello, my name is Tracy, and I'm going to talk to you about my reflection of A Rose for Emily, which was written by William Faulkner and published in 1930. This was set in the South in the Reconstruction era of the post Civil War times. Emily Grierson was a typical Southern woman, raised under a very controlling, elite type father who felt that they were a little bit better than everyone else and that nobody was good enough for his Emily. And so, when the father passed away, Emily was broken and she had nobody left in her life because the only one that was there was her father. And so she had even told the townspeople that, oh, my father isn't dead, and kept him there for 3 days in the house. And they finally convinced her to let him be buried. So Emily went through some times of being secluded in her home, and then she had a chance to have someone new in her life. And Homer came to town to rebuild some sidewalks. And she was excited about this. They started being seen around town, driving around the buggy. And then she realized, oh my, Homer prefers men and is never going to marry her. This crushed her. She was not going to be alone again, and she realized that she had to keep him in her life. So she ended up poisoning him with some arsenic. And as the time went by and the South was changing, nobody realized what happened to Homer. They just thought he left. Um, Emily was aging, and new times were happening with new generation. And Emily was just kind of staying back in her old ways, didn't leave the house, didn't want to have to pay her taxes, didn't want the numbers on her mailbox. And then eventually she just grew old in the house, and then she passed away. And then when she died, all the townspeople were like, wow, she's been a pillar to our community. We need to go to her funeral. And after she was buried, they went into the house, broke down the upstairs door, and found Homer there in the bed, laying there for who knows how many years, 40 plus years. And this was Emily's way of keeping him in her life, so she was never going to be alone, and she didn't want to go through that again like after her father. So Emily was showing the Southern way of not wanting to be alone by keeping Homer in her life. Thank you.